Isaiah, of course, for you, I mean, you're only the third player in Washington history to have your number retired. How would you describe what that honor means, given how rare it is and the number of players who've come through here?
I mean, I can't explain it. It's something that still hasn't hit me yet. I've always dreamed of having my jersey retired, whether it be high school, college, or the pros. And for UW to honor me and what I've done here the 3 years that I was here is amazing. I mean, it's a blessing from God. And I remember when Brandon Roy got his jersey retired, we was playing USC. So I remember that feeling and, like, me thinking back then, like, man, I want to be that guy next. And for this day to be here, it says a lot. I'm just happy. I'm honored. And I'm just happy to be back.
Nate, can you talk a little bit about just how this happened? I talked to Jen Cohen, and she said that, you know, she started talking to you, but then Will Conroy finally made the call. Can you tell us a little bit about the process and your reaction when Will called?
Will's been saying it for a while, though. Like, Will's been the one that's like, man, I'm gonna get it retired. I promise you. I'm like, yeah, all right. So he was always on it. He was always, the last couple of years, always just like telling me, like, I'm gonna get you in the Raptors. We're gonna get in the Raptors. And I didn't think of it as anything big. And then he told me one day, and he's like, we did it. I'm like, we did what? And he's like, they're gonna retire your jersey. And I still didn't believe it. Like, I still didn't believe it when he broke me the news. And then Jen had called me and said what the university wanted to do. And it was an unbelievable moment for me. Like, my best years of my basketball career and the most fun time of my life was at the University of Washington. And for my number to be retired, it's a lot. And I'm appreciative, I'm thankful, and everything.
One of your mentors wore number 2 before you. You know, you were really close to Nate when he was here too. Did you have a conversation with Nate, because that's the number he wore?
I did not have a conversation with Nate. He had congratulated me. Nate, the reason why I wore number 2 was because of Nate. Like, he wanted me to wear it. I definitely wanted to follow in his footsteps of a small guard, being special, and going to the NBA. So, I mean, he was the reason why I wore number 2, and that's the only reason. So to have the jersey retired is a special moment for me.
Hey, is it possible to just describe the emotions you felt today when you came on this campus and you sort of walked in this gym?
It's different. I mean, it's a different feeling. Like, I don't know. It's just hard to explain. Like, it hasn't really hit me yet. It's probably not gonna hit me till you see it going in the Raptors and at halftime of today's game. But I'm just all smiles. Like, I'm happy to be back at the University of Washington. Like I said, the best 3 years of my life. I've had a lot of memories here, and I'm just happy to see everybody. I'm happy to get that genuine love back and be somewhere where you're loved.
Does it feel different to not have Lorenzo here, and have you talked to him since you found out that you're going to get your number retired?
Yeah, I've talked to Romar. I mean, we're always going to have the same relationship no matter what the circumstances are. And when it got announced, he was one of the first guys to reach out to me and say, congratulations, you deserve it. The kid, he would always say, I even talked to him this morning, actually. He would say, man, the kid from Tacoma, who would have thought? And he's been a big supporter of mine, a big reason why I was successful here at the University of Washington.
What's the whirlwind of the last year been like for you? You know, the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows.
It's been tough, not just on the court but off the court. So it's been a tough last year for me. Last 7 months with being injured. The last month, the last couple weeks, like it's been a lot of haymakers, as you would say in boxing. But no matter what the circumstance is, we're gonna take all of those haymakers to the chin and keep pushing through.
Can you talk just for a second about your time here as a player and a student relative to your time in the NBA or even your time before then? How is it different? How is it the same?
I mean, I grew up here. I grew up into a responsible young man, coming here at 18 years old and leaving at 21. Like, I was a kid coming in, and I grew up those 3 years that I was here. And a big reason that I became the man and the player I became is Coach Romar and the whole coaching staff. Like, the program he put out here was everything from the first day you step on campus. It's about team. It's about learning how to take care of your responsibilities on and off the floor and become young, responsible men. And I think when it comes to that, he's the best to do it.
Is there a moment that sticks out for you, your time here? Only one.
Nah, I have two, because one is like I made the shot. So obviously that was like probably one of the dopest moments of my life, of my career. Always dreaming of being in a championship game and hitting a buzzer beater to win the championship was the biggest moment for me here and one of my biggest moments in my basketball career. But I think also that first year of winning the Pac-10 on that court, outright winning the Pac-10, the conference on the home court, I think we were playing against WSU. And it hasn't been done in 50 years. So that was a big moment for me being a freshman as well.
And for that shot, did you wave Romar off, or if you can really settle this once and for all?
I'm gonna say I waved him off for the first time in my life. And then he put his back on that scores table and it was like, go to work. And that was where our relationship was at the time. Like, it grew that much from a freshman year to making that last shot, to where it was hard for him to trust me at first, to him giving all the trust in me. And that speaks volumes.
What do you think he would have done if he'd done that as a freshman?
Oh, he would have called timeout and took me out. He would have took me out for sure.
We got time for a few more, guys.
Going back to something you said earlier about, hey, being from, you're a Tacoma guy. And you talking to some of the kids who grew up, like David Crispy said they grew up watching you. I mean, what does it mean to not only have this moment, but to do it here at home and you know that there's local kids watching you and understanding, like, hey, this is an example of what could be. How much does that mean?
I mean, it means everything. That's what I do it for. Like, I want to inspire the next generation. I want to inspire the kids that are under me, because I was inspired by Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Like, and then from people in my own city, Jamal Crawford, Jason Terry, Brandon Roy, to Curtis Allen, who was one of the top guys I looked up to coming out of Tacoma. And for him to make it from Tacoma to University of Washington, that was like saying it was realistic. So, I mean, all those guys that paved the way before me, I want to be able to do the same for the next generation. And I think I did a good job of that, being from Tacoma, Washington, and calling this home. Like, it made the next kid think his dreams is realistic.
Last one, guys.
Isaiah, with the trade, the schedule got kind of mixed up a
Yeah.
little bit, and I heard that they offered to push it to next year.
Oh, I said, hell no, we ain't doing that.
Why is that so important to you?
I mean, it's basically here. Like, I just want it to happen. I think after it happens, that's when it'll really hit me. That, man, I really got my jersey retired at a big-time university, and nobody can ever take that from me.
All right, thanks, IT.
Dad is the best basketball player.